Computer. Okay. So, good day to you, Audreia. Lovely to see you, and thank you for joining me for Sister Hold My Hand. Lovely to see you.
Greetings. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for allowing me to share space with you and converse on what we know is going to be an amazing topic.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. So, what I wanted to do today is carry on from the audio room and really talk about emotional freedom technique and tapping and how effective it can be with forgiveness, which I know you're the queen of.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I talk about the art of letting go.
Mhm,
Yeah, Audrey Joseph. And yeah, it was a very interesting topic for those who missed it today. We
mhm,
had an earlier conversation because you could be watching this anytime. But
mhm.
the earlier conversation on LinkedIn was about emotional freedom
Technique.
technique. And so I found that really fascinating. And yeah, there were people who were very interested in wanting to know how it's done, where it's done, what have you. So I'm going to leave that to the experts.
Oh, bless you. So, a little reminder, I'm very, very passionate about working with emotional freedom technique, or as I call it for short, tapping.
Yeah.
So, I've been using it for nearly 20 years now
Wow.
in my practice, working with parents, schools, children, and I think most of the time, most of the people that I've worked with, clients, pupils, parents, will say they're surprised by the impact and how such a simple tool can be used so well, and can be so effective for them. So I know that you are not only a parent, but now a grandparent.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
really wanted to engage with that today when we're talking about EFT and tapping and
Yeah.
how effective it can be. Because I think we were speaking about earlier, weren't we, about parents finding this period of time so challenging.
Yeah.
Whether it's the increase in bills,
Mhm.
the stresses of life,
Yeah.
trying to juggle all the responsibilities, of parenting, just carrying on, being a mother, being a sister, being a daughter, a cousin, etc., friend,
Yeah.
and all of the pulls, the joys, but the
Yeah.
pulls that can bring about as well.
Yeah.
And just the general pressure, that life is pulling on us at the moment. How do you navigate that on a day-to-day basis?
Definitely a deep conversation, Dr. Michelle. I mean, we're living in a time where food scarcity and cost of living and cost of dying, you know,
Honestly,
the
yeah.
whole cost of everything.
Hmm.
And that alone is putting a lot of pressure on. And yeah, you mentioned I'm a grandmother. I'm a grandmother actually of 15 grandchildren. Right. And so, yeah, I know all of this.
I love
But
it. And you
yeah,
still look so young and fresh.
you know, but really, when it comes to them as well, I'm very precious because I want them to have the best opportunity. And like I said to you earlier, I am going to actually engage the mothers and fathers on the conversation of tapping because I think it can help them as much as it can help children. Because, like I say, what's going on in the world can create a lot of pressure, and
Mhm.
you're not able to parent as well as you can. You're not doing your best job if you're not fully present.
Absolutely.
And so I think that this tapping will really help. And like I said, I did it 20 odd years ago too,
Mhm.
but I didn't continue with it. It was just something that got left behind, and I probably just took something up, something else, probably
Mhm.
something herbal or whatever. But I want to go back to it. And when you were actually doing it earlier today, doing the demonstration, I was like, wow, yeah, I remember all of that. I went as far as even in here, tapping there,
Yeah,
and in the breastbone as well, which
yeah.
I was like, why have you forgotten something that was so amazing? But I guess 20 odd years, it was a new technique and it was a bit airy fairy, as
Yeah,
one would say,
yeah.
and it wasn't a proven thing, but it worked. It worked. And so I'm going to get back to that for myself personally as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I love that you said that you want to use it with your grandchildren. I mean, that's nearly two football teams, 15. So I love that you said that you're going to use it with them, you know. And why I'm passionate about it is so easy to use and it is so cost effective, Audrey. So we don't have to be paying out, streams amounts of money. It's
Yeah,
something that you can learn and use with your family at home, you know.
yeah,
So I think it would be really helpful if we were able to go through one
yeah.
of the processes of tapping today.
Yeah, I'd love
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
you know what? You were speaking, I was thinking, what a great family bonding technique as well. I think that's really nice because, sometimes people are a bit short of ideas if it's not digital, if it's
Yeah,
not got something to do with the
absolutely.
TV, right? They're
Absolutely.
short of ideas of
Mm,
how to really connect and bond as a family.
mm,
I
mm.
think that one, Dr. Michelle, is such a good idea because can you imagine a family getting together, maybe creating a healing circle and
Yeah.
doing something like
Isn't that
that?
beautiful? I think you've
Yeah,
started something there. I think you're onto
yeah,
something. That sounds
yeah,
lovely. I thought it would be really nice today to kind of integrate it with your specialism of forgiveness and letting
yeah,
go.
yeah. The
Because I
art of
think,
letting go.
yeah, I think the art of letting go. Because I think parents, let's face it today, are holding on to so much.
Mhm.
There's so much stress, lack of balance, just trying to hold on to keeping everything together.
Mm,
That sometimes we forget to just calm and let
yeah,
go. And we become so overwhelmed by everything.
yeah,
So maybe it would be helpful for us to go through the process
yeah. Please,
today so we can
I'm
just
excited.
mind. Yeah. So feel free to tap along with me, but I'll talk
Yes,
through
I'm
the process
ready.
then.
I'm ready.
So EFT and tapping is very much about using the acupressure points. So it's seen as the non-invasive, non-needle version of acupuncture, really, And we're only going to use some points today. So I'm
Yeah.
going to go through one practice and then we're going to do it together, Audrey.
Oh,
Okay.
lovely.
All right. So let's imagine that I was working with a parent who's feeling quite stressed. So the first thing I would do is say to the parent, what is it that how would you range your stress from naught or 1 to 10? So what would be the range? In fact, maybe I'll do it with you. That would probably be more interactive. So,
Yeah, I've got loads going on. So yeah, bring it on, bring it on.
all right. So if you think of a particular stress, is there something that is obviously not too invasive that you could bring up?
Oh yeah, family stuff. Siblings.
Uh, um, Anything that you like to share, or was it too?
It's a sibling drama, as it usually is. It's this one's thinking that, and that one's saying that, and the truth is not coming in the middle. So
So would you say that's sort of like emotional stress on you?
yes,
Mhm. And if we were thinking about that particular incident or particular stress that you have with regards to your siblings, where would you put it from between 0 to 10? Naught being not really impacting on you at all, and 10, it's having quite a huge impact, quite significant.
8.
Oh, so quite high. Yeah, we like that. We like when it's, along the line to the higher end. Okay, so what I'd like you to do then is just go into that feeling for a minute, Audrey, of feeling what that feels like, whether it's frustration, anger, emotion, what emotion it brings up for you. Just sort of bring up that emotion if you can. I know it may feel uncomfortable because I'm asking you to go back there, but if you can, that would be great. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And would you still say that's an 8?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, and what are some of the emotions that come up? Is it anger? Is it annoyance? Is it
Annoyance, definitely annoyance.
Annoyance. Okay. All right. So the first one is we're going to do the flat hand. It used to be called karate chop, but I think it's not quite politically correct now. So the flat hand. So we take the side of the one hand and place it on the other, like that. Okay. So I'll say, and then you can repeat. Even though I am feeling so annoyed
I am feeling so annoyed
with my siblings at the moment,
with my siblings at the moment,
I truly love and accept myself.
I truly love and accept myself.
Even though I'm
Even
feeling
though
real annoyance with this situation at the moment,
I have real annoyance with this situation at the moment,
I truly love and accept myself.
I truly love and accept myself.
Even though I'm feeling such annoyance at the moment
Even
with
though
the
I'm feeling
situation,
such annoyance at the moment with the current situation,
I truly love and accept myself.
I truly love and accept myself.
Okay. And then we're going to take our two fingers, middle finger, index finger, and we're going to tap along the face. Okay. So first off, inside eyebrow. Your
Inside here.
Just your inside of your eyebrow, the inner side. You leave your glasses
Oh,
on
that
first.
part.
Yeah, the inner side. Yeah, that's it. That's it. This annoyance. Just tap on it for a little while. This annoyance.
This annoyance.
And then the outside of your eyebrow here. Just there. Yeah. This annoyance.
This annoyance.
Okay, you're right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then just that bone. Can you feel that bone under your eye?
Yes.
Yeah. There.
Mm-hmm.
This annoyance. I'm so annoyed.
This annoyance. I'm so annoyed.
And then just under your nose, again, where you can feel that bone, just the join between your nose and top lip. Yeah. This annoyance.
This annoyance.
And then under the chin, just under your lip. I am so annoyed.
I am so annoyed.
Okay. And then your collarbone. This is the one that you were saying you were doing earlier.
Yeah.
Under your shoulder there. Yeah. I'm just so annoyed.
I'm just so annoyed.
And then the flat of your arm. It's always easier for women to identify this because it's where your bra point is under your arm. This annoyance.
This annoyance.
You can't quite see it because
I'm gonna have to stand up.
this annoyance. Okay. And then the final one at the top of your head. This annoyance.
This annoyance.
You've got to really tap because we've got our wraps on. This annoyance.
This annoyance.
Just feel it gently on your scalp. This annoyance.
This annoyance.
Okay. And then we do it all over again. Okay. Ready? I am so
Yes.
annoyed.
I am so annoyed.
My siblings sometimes just irritate me, annoy me, anger me, all of these things.
My siblings sometimes irritate me, annoy me, anger me, all of these things.
Under the eye. I'm just so annoyed sometimes.
I get so annoyed sometimes.
Under your nose. Siblings.
And siblings.
This annoyance.
This annoyance.
Collarbone. This annoyance.
This annoyance.
Flat of hand. This annoyance.
This annoyance. I could go to the other side as well.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, you was crossover.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, this annoyance.
This annoyance.
Okay. And then we kind of take a deep breath. And then you just get back to yourself a bit and go back to that feeling. And then from a range again of 0 to 10, we'll see if it's moved any.
Yeah, it's about a 5. And I like that what we're doing is like distracting it.
Exactly.
Interrupting it. And so
interrupting it is one.
Interruption.
Yeah. So can you see how that can work with your forgiveness?
Of course, most
the art
definitely.
Of
yeah.
How is that with the art of letting go?
You know what? I think that is such a great technique to work with the art of letting go.
Mm.
Totally. It is something that I will totally recommend. I'll be sending people over to you for that simply because I use so many other techniques, but I think actually doing something physical as
Yeah.
well. It's
Hmm.
not just a written thing or watching a
Hmm.
video or reading a book, but it's actually physically taking the matter into your own hands, literally,
Yeah.
and being
Yeah.
responsible for your own healing.
Yeah. And that's it. And you are taking that self-responsibility. I think when we say the phase, even though
Yeah.
you're accepting, even though I might be angry, annoyed, anxious, overwhelmed, stressed, even though I'm feeling that, you're doing that. You're recognizing it. So it's not without, it's not with judgment. You're just recognizing where you are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely will be doing some more
Yeah. And
later.
then the letting go bit is, even though I feel that way, I truly love and accept myself.
Yeah,
Or like I was
yeah,
saying earlier with children, I'm okay,
yeah, yeah,
or it's okay. So that's where we're kind of releasing
yeah.
and letting it go.
I like the even even though I love myself because people so often come in your space and you know that it's a lack of self-love.
Yeah.
A lot of what's happening, a lot of what we see is starts off with how people feel about themselves.
Hmm.
And I think once you're acknowledging verbally, mentally, yourself, even though I feel that, I love
I
myself.
love
I
myself,
think it's such a beautiful thing to be doing for yourself.
isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really, really beautiful. I absolutely love that.
And
Absolutely.
what's coming to me now is I think in your practice, it could be, even though I'm so whatever it is with the client that you have,
Yeah.
you know,
Mm,
at the
yeah.
other end of it, you could say, I accept the art of letting go,
Yeah, yeah,
or I am letting go.
yeah, yeah. It's beautiful and it actually feels all embracing.
Mm,
So it's not you're doing the physical thing, but you're saying the words. And I think the word is energy. We
yeah,
know that.
yeah.
And so for me personally, the way I'm seeing it is it's very embracing.
Mm,
Very, very, very. And
mm.
yeah, it's nice.
I
I
think
like
it's
it.
also empowering because, it's not often that you can go away with something that you feel actually, I know the routine now, I know the setup statement, I know my feelings, 'cause it's me, I know what I'm feeling, and actually I know now that I can work along. So one of the things that I've done myself in the past, but I often encourage parents to do as well, is write down a list of things, a list of problems. Just let it go, let it out, as you say, Audrey. Let them
Yeah.
go. So write them all out, list them. And I remember when I was doing my training, and they were saying, if you've got less than 100, you're not really focusing in. So really go through it, write down over it, all of the
Wow.
things that you've got, get it all out, get it on the
Wow.
paper. Give yourself a space
Wow.
though to be able to tick off.
You
And then
know
what
that
you do is
I'm seeing a family activity there.
exactly, can you imagine? And then you just work through each one.
Yeah.
So and if you go through that process,
Yeah.
I think it's 3 months, within 3 months, you'll find that the majority of issues that come up for you, you would have resolved. So how
Yeah.
powerful is that? So
It is.
it's the
It is.
1st of February now, March, April,
Yes.
May. By the 1st of May,
Yeah, you could have dissolved so many things
yeah,
out of you, the things that you are hooked, bent, twisted about
yeah,
could just seem like nothing.
exactly. You know,
Yeah, including my issue.
helpful. Exactly.
Including my issue.
They'll all
I
be
think it's
round.
gone down. Listen, I think it's gone down to a 3 now. Just sitting there.
I think one of the things that we brought up earlier, actually, as well, is the borrowed benefits of it. So I
Yeah,
might well be tapping on something for me, and because we're here and we're tapping along, it impacts on you as well. So
Yeah.
going back to what you were saying about a family and interacting with family and doing it together,
Yeah.
the impact that that has on each of them as well.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm actually sitting here listening to you thinking, this is an activity that I could do with some of my sons,
mhm,
grandsons, the ones that live closer. And it would
mhm,
be a good Sunday afternoon activity to start. We get a sheet of paper out and
mhm,
you write your frustrations down and, let's start
absolutely.
the tapping. What I
Yeah,
did hear Ava say earlier today was teenagers and
mhm,
all
yeah,
this, when
yeah,
they're doing this
exactly.
business and all of this business, they'll be like, oh no, that's not
No,
cool.
no,
You
I'm not
don't want
interested.
anyone to see me
Yeah,
doing that. But doing it in the privacy, doing it in your privacy, and
yeah.
letting them know how impactful it is to you
And just show
personally.
them, because you know, as an experienced parent and grandparent,
Yeah,
you know how important modeling is.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they do what we
yeah,
do. So the
yeah,
more you're doing it, just, cooking, tapping away, doing your thing, the more they're going to be like, well, what's Granny doing? Or Nana, are you a Nana or
yeah.
a Granny?
Oh, my nana.
Nana, what's Nana doing? And then they'll be like, oh, okay, I'm going to try it. And even those
Yeah.
kind of, bigger young men now
Oh,
might
yeah.
not be, but even like I was saying, sometimes I'm talking to my son and he's going, and I'll just tap with him. I'll just do this at the side of his head. And he'll be like,
Yeah.
Mom, but he doesn't say stop. He'll just be like, because he's so used to it now, because it does release something and just
Yeah.
calm.
I'm looking forward to sharing that, especially with a particular grandchild of mine who's almost 17.
Hmm.
It's at college. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he would benefit from that. Really, really
Yeah.
would, because it's about relaxing as well. It's
It
about getting
re-
out of your own head.
it really is. It
you
really
know.
is.
And so, yeah, the power of it. And you know what? I'd like to go check out the science of it too, because
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah.
that there are lots of scientific references to this. And sometimes
Audrey,
it's not
sorry.
just what I'm saying to them.
No, no. And Audrey, it's interesting you say that, and you kind of spoke about that earlier, didn't you, when it first started that, well, when we first heard of it, because obviously it's been here for thousands of years, really, in different,
Yes.
but when we kind of really, it came, we just started practicing it again, it did feel like a fad and a little bit strange, and what's this person doing? But
Mm,
now I think the research is building, and there are universities and psychologists that are using their skill set to research different areas of using or different areas of using the EFT and tapping,
yeah.
and the results are brilliant. You know,
Yeah.
over and
Yeah.
over again, people will
Brilliant.
say it's really helped with trauma, it's really
Wow.
helped with stress,
Wow.
anxiety. One that I've used it with young people quite regularly for is exam anxiety as well, exam stress. Mhm, mhm.
That's a very good one.
Yeah, yeah.
Very,
So
very good
it's
one.
something that I think the more you use it, the more you practice it. And like
Mm,
you, I've had stages of time where I've used it more often than not. So
yeah.
it's really helpful to build it into our daily practice,
Yeah.
integrate it as much as we can, because the more we do it, the more those around us will do as well.
Yeah, and like you said, if someone else is doing it in your space, they benefit from it. And we know that all is frequency and
Yeah,
energy. And
yeah,
it's very much like cycles, women's cycles. If
mhm,
you're all together in the same space, cycles
yeah,
happen together. So I think it would be very much a similar
yeah,
transference of energy that's happening. So
yeah,
if it's benefiting one, a bit like the domino effect, isn't it?
yes,
It's benefiting one, it's going to benefit all in that space.
absolutely.
So I
And
think
it brings
that's a
back
great
to,
thing.
we were speaking about today, or perhaps you insist to hold my hand
Yeah.
in the group. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, I think that's such a
those
great idea. And I
keep things
really
happening.
I look forward to that event that you are going to create, and I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be so good
Mm,
because it's gonna awaken those who've heard of it before, maybe have
mm,
slightly done it. And as you know, today there was a lady online and she
mhm.
said she had heard of it, but she'd
Yeah,
never practiced it. And
yeah,
I could kick myself, which I thought, oh, be gentle with yourself when she said that,
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's let it snowball, Dr. Michele, let it
Yeah.
snowball, bring it into spaces and places where people have never heard of it before. Even a newborn baby you can do tapping with. I
Oh,
think I've seen that
absolutely.
before.
Yeah.
I think I saw that some time ago.
Mhm.
A newborn baby as well, a crying baby that
Yeah.
had colic, and they were doing some tapping on the baby. And yeah, so it's
Mhm.
quite interesting because it starts, there's no age in
Yeah.
this. There's no age and there's no great technical skill that you require. And it's not
No.
like you've got to go to a therapist every week. And actually, if you're simple like me, I like simple things. That if something happens,
Yeah.
I don't want to be drawing for an encyclopedia of information. I
Yeah.
just want something as simple as 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
ABC.
Yeah.
And tapping is that. So once you remember, especially now I'm
Exactly.
older, 20 odd years later, of course, it will stick now. Remind myself that, yes,
Yeah.
I've got my karate chop move.
Exactly.
You know?
I like that.
You can be on the bus.
That.
No, but you can be on the bus and you can do it,
Yeah,
because you know what?
absolutely.
Situations happen and sometimes
Mhm.
you're not expecting it. And so sometimes it's something that you can just pull for, information that
Exactly.
you can
And you just
literally
have it. It's in your
pull it.
toolbox.
Yeah, yeah,
In your
yeah.
toolbox, and you can
In
just
your
use it.
toolbox right there as you move
Absolutely.
around. So you can be on the bus, in the supermarket, you can be anywhere, just start, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, doing
Exactly.
some stuff.
Exactly.
People are like, what the hell are you doing?
But it doesn't matter, does it? What they think. You're healing yourself,
Yeah, yeah,
helping
yeah.
yourself.
But
Mhm.
you're the master of your own healing. And
Exactly.
and I actually absolutely love the fact that you take your healing into your own hands
Yes.
with this technique,
Yeah.
and you don't need a pen or paper,
Yeah.
you don't need anything
Literally, it's your hands. Literally.
other than your fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so keep flying the flag, sister, because I'm loving it.
Oh, definitely. It was such a pleasure, Audreia. This half an hour went so quickly.
Yes, yes,
No, I feel
yes,
so calming. But it was such a pleasure.
yes.
Thank you for joining me. It was Sister Hold My Hand. I look forward to seeing
Thank you
in
for
you
inviting
up
me
there.
and
Okay.
reminding me. I'm grateful.
Pleasure. So until next time, join us at
Okay.
holdmyhand.com. Join us here on YouTube and join us on LinkedIn for our audio rooms. Take care.
Take care.
I think, do I need to?